Hello, everybody. I thought I would talk about heaven for a minute. So, I'm familiar with Christian heaven. I cannot speak to other types of heaven because I'm not familiar with other religions, not well enough to speak critically. But, point is, I don't want to go to heaven on God's terms. In Christianity, you accept Jesus and you follow him as the one true God. I'm not really concerned about gods anymore, but if there is a God, I will not shut my mind up and think that he's the one because I don't know this, and I feel like if there is some exciting life changing truth to life, if we do find the God or a God or the gods or what fucking ever, if we find this and someone comes to a Christian and says, here's the evidence, just like we do with science, but let's say we did this for an opposing God, they would refuse to accept it. They would refuse to accept it because the Bible commands you to follow Jesus as the God. And if someone wants to follow Jesus as the God, I just don't care. Um, that's perfectly okay to me. I'm trying to get this light out of the shot. That's perfectly okay to me, but excuse me, I'm battling ugly cold. It doesn't mean anything to me except me personally, I'm not going to do that. I want my freedom. I want my ability to question the Bible, question Christ, question everything. The reason why I question everything is I think the more you dig, the more you question, the more you research, the more you do these things, you will be closer to finding the real truth. And a lot of churches discourage questioning Christ, questioning the Bible, questioning questioning the faith. They discourage you, but I say, screw them. Do it. Do your research, and if Jesus is the God, then you'll find that truth. If it's the truth, you'll find it. But if you're like me and you gave it up at 27, like I was really deep into it. Like people don't think I was that serious because I left. That was the reason why I left. It it was something that I really wanted to believe was true, and the harder I tried, the more I realized it wasn't, or I wasn't getting anything at all out of it except for stress. And then I said, this isn't working. I'm getting nothing out of doing this. I need to just move on. And churches and stuff and the Bible talks about fighting the good fight and not giving in. Looking for truth elsewhere is not giving in. If anything, that's only trying to validate Christ further. Because, like I said, if he is the God, you will find him when you look. The Bible, I think it was Isaiah or something, but it says you'll find me when you seek me with your whole heart. Well, this is how I seek Christ. I'm just looking into the other evidence, which will be false if he is God. But so far, I have not found any proof of God, and I will not go to heaven on his terms. People say, Gabe, if I've lived a good life, a holy life, I've been kind to people, I've followed what Jesus said, I've obeyed everything that Jesus said. What if heaven's not real? What would I lose by living this life if I die and heaven's not real and and that is that? Well, I would say to them, from my experiences, I lost a lot out of normal human behavior. I was alienated because I was this Christian weirdo, and part of that is because people are just not kind. Let's just be real. Like, I'll tell someone I think Christianity is absurd, but I'm not going to alienate them. I'm not going to treat them like garbage, and it's but like, yeah, I didn't get much out of it. People say, what if it's wrong? What will I lose? You might lose a lot. You might lose a lot of time. you might you will lose the opportunity of doing something more worth your time than religion. than Christianity, than pursuing this thing that... Sorry, I'm shaking. Pursuing this thing that could be the only way. And if you're pursuing Christ, that's it's totally okay by me, but I don't know. It seems so depressing to subscribe to following all those rules in the Bible. All those crazy 2,000, 3,000-year-old rules, however, 6,000, whatever, how many years old you want to make them, where they're mostly a reflection of culture, important things to know about history, whether it's true or not. But we have to be modern. We have to believe in science, and we just don't let religion fuck with your head. I know people. I used to be one of these people that say, well, my situation in life is bad because I'm sinning, or Christ is far from me because I'm sinning. The problem is these things just cannot be true. From a person with critical thinking skills, I cannot believe these things. And if they are true, it's just, who gives a shit? Like, what are you gaining from all this guilt? So you had sex, and you're not married. Who cares? If you're having problems with the fact that you had sex with someone outside of marriage, that's an okay thing to think. A lot of people that are not Christian have this problem. But I don't think you need to have guilt based on the Bible's rules. What do you gain? What do you gain for feeling this book-imposed guilt? For me, when I let go of it, and I just started living my life and fucking when I felt like it, and I don't do any... I'm not a party animal. I used to drink a lot. In fact, even when I was a Christian, I drank a lot, and I felt terrible about it. Now I don't drink much at all because it was killing me. But yeah, it's just... I don't get it. In the end, if you're talking about being part of a belief system to enrich your life, it didn't enrich mine. And the idea of death isn't exciting. It's not fun. It's scary and mysterious. But I'm not going to have the fear of death going to control the way I live. I will not allow myself to say, well, I will not do this thing that likely will not hurt me, and that will probably be a learning experience or whatever. If I tell myself I'm not going to do this or that because I'm scared to die, so I want to go to heaven, it's just a bad way to live. I'm not good at wording these things, but I just hope that my rambling has been amusing, at least. At any rate, happy Thanksgiving to the Americans, or whomever may be celebrating Thanksgiving in whatever part of the world. Pretty sure it's just a North America thing, but hell, here in America we have one day where we say we're thankful for what we have, and it's kind of, even though there's a lot of sales kind of around it, there's a lot of marketing around it, Thanksgiving is still Thanksgiving. It is not, it's hard to turn it into something that's not. And I think if you're somewhere else in the world that does not celebrate Thanksgiving, I don't know, it wouldn't hurt to join us, to be grateful for what you have. One thing that most doctors will say, if you're having a hard time with life, just be grateful for what you have. Try to think of what you have instead of what you don't have. And it can't hurt. At any rate, that's just my ramblings.